Hello, beautiful, and welcome to your practice. Today's practice is all about balance. Now, one of the most beautiful things about balancing postures in yoga is that they require all of our attention. They say when you lack balance in these postures, you're actually lacking focus. So, let's see how much energy and focus we can bring onto the mat today. And always remembering throughout these postures to breathe. A lot of times when we hold a balancing posture, we have a tendency to want to hold the breath. But let's see if we can move and flow with the breath and really bring all that presence and awareness to what we're doing each and every pose. I'm so excited for today's session, so let's go ahead and grab the mats and let's flow. So to begin this practice, let's go ahead and come to the back of our mat. And we're going to come to having these really grounded in feet. For balancing, we really want to make sure that we are connecting into the earth. So we want to spread out those toes nice and wide. For a good state of balance, we'll be about hip distance apart, rolling the shoulders back. And let's go ahead and close our eyes and just tune in for a moment. Taking 3 deep intentional breaths. Perhaps adjusting our posture slightly. Just becoming aware of your feet upon the mat, aware of your practice, aware of your breath. When you're ready, slowly opening your eyes, and we're going to slowly take our energy and just slowly allow it to melt over to the right side, floating down, allowing our hands to touch our toes, swinging across the body and rolling up to the other side. Almost as you were a rag doll. So we have little amounts of energy, kind of surrendering this weight and just allowing ourselves, if it feels right, to tune into that internal balance. All of these muscles that work together in perfect harmony to allow us to move, jump, dance. So right now, this is just our opportunity to give them all a little bit of a massage, a moving massage. When you're ready, switch to the opposite direction, leaning over to the left, flowing to the right, and inhale, roll up. This should feel super yummy in those joints, warming up the body with kindness and compassion. Beautiful. Finding stability here, gaze goes to the center as we drop our right ear to our right shoulder, stretching out. If we want a little bit of an extra stretch here, we can release those right fingertips. That's going to open up the side of the neck. Exhale as our chin comes down to our chest, rolling to the other side. Right hand can release. And then switch, just coming into some dynamic movement here, rolling half lift, staying here and looking up to the sky. Chin is pointing towards my shoulder, and then switch opposite direction. Beautiful, coming into neutrality. Looking up and bringing your hands to heart center, and I invite you, if you feel comfortable, just to take a couple of trust steps here. So we're keeping our eyes closed, and I want you to really visualize rolling through each step, feeling that trust and that balance. Coming to the top of your mat, closing the eyes, perhaps swaying and tuning in. Inhale, both arms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward, creating that flat back as we inhale, hands to the shin. Lift, exhale, release, placing our hands onto the mat and slowly stepping back to our first downward dog of the practice. And as such, let's go ahead and walk it out. Nice, generous steps here, moving through, stretching, elongating those hamstrings. And when you're ready, creating that stillness, pushing through those fingertips open nice and wide, pushing through the shoulders. And if this isn't too intense for you, you can always bend here at the knees. finding your own degree. And when you're ready, slowly lowering down to the knees, coming into a tabletop position. And what we're going to do is we're going to release our left toes out behind us. So just testing that balance here. And then we're going to extend those left toes behind our right foot. So this should just be a nice stretch. Breathing deep. Switch opposite direction, bringing those right toes out behind, feeling that balance for a moment, engaging the core, drawing it in, and then reach behind. Breathing deep. Coming back into that tabletop position. Once more, our left toes are going to come out and extend behind us. Check it out. Now we're going to go ahead and lift that foot up. So we're going to have energy through those toes. So we're going to have a flexed toe. And then if this feels right for you, then we can go ahead and release that right hand. So just test that for a moment for me. Feel if it feels right, then we're going to go ahead and extend. We're going to come into a sunbird balancing pose. As we exhale, we're going to draw in our elbow to touch our knee. Inhale, extend. Drawing out. Exhale, contract. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Testing that balance, building a bit of strength here. Beautiful. And drawing down. Opposite leg now, right toes come out, lifting off the sky. We're going to flex that foot so our toes are pointing down to the earth. And then when you're ready, testing that balance with the left. When it feels right for you, go ahead and extend it out. Almost that somebody's pulling energy through your fingertips and your toes. Exhale, contract, drawing it in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, contract. Beautiful. And when you're ready, coming down. And then we're going to find some cat-cow. So we're going to go ahead and drop the tummy. Gaze goes up to the sky. And then as we contract, I really want us to focus on pushing up through our shoulder blades, drawing the gaze into the tummy. Inhale, feel that expansion. Exhale, contraction. And then coming into a neutral position here, we're going to place our left hand at the center of the mat, releasing our right hand is going to float up to the sky. Exhale, release, coming through. We're going to thread the needle and working on that balance once more. If this feels like it's enough for you, you can stay here. Otherwise, you can extend that left foot out. Just working on our balance a little bit. A little bit of a modification here. If you'd like to go for a little bit more, you can release that left hand to the sky or perhaps loop it behind the back. Again, finding your own degree, your own variation that works well for you. And then slowly unwinding in whichever variation you're in, coming back into that tabletop position, placing the right hand at the center of the mat, releasing the left, fly up to the sky. Exhale, release, looping it on through. If you'd like to stay here, great. Otherwise, you can release that right foot out, perhaps flying up that right hand, and finding the variation that works for you today. Maybe it's looping behind the back. Yoga is all about finding that playful movement, moving in ways that speak to you. And coming down, coming back into that tabletop position, tucking the toes, drawing the hips back. Gaze goes forward to the top of the mat, and let's go ahead and walk nice and slow up to meet our hands, bending the knees generously, rolling on up. And we're going to come into Frikshasana, or tree pose. So grounding in the right feet into the ground, almost as you have roots coming straight down through those toes, opening them up nice and wide. And you're going to have 3 different positionings that you can go from. From here at the heel, we call it kickstand. Perhaps it's coming up to the calf, or for a full expression up to the inside of your leg. Whatever feels right for you, pick your destination. So let's go ahead and flow together. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale to heart center. Grow those roots down into our right foot. Slowly start drawing up the left, bringing the leg in at parallel, meeting your point, and when you're ready, go ahead and opening up. And we really want to make sure here that we're engaging our tailbone, we're engaging our core, pushing down and opening up that leg nice and wide to the side, picking your drishti, point of focus in front of you that does not move, and just tuning into the sense of balance and strength, focusing on the breath. Balancing postures allow us to be completely in the moment. Inhale your arms up overhead, growing those tree branches if you wish, perhaps finding a little sway. And exhale, coming on down, closing that knee out in front. Elevate the leg as you draw it out in front of you, flexed foot just for a moment. Exhale, release, bring it on down, shake it out. And let's go ahead and flow to the other side. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale to heart center, drawing up the right foot now, picking your location and destination. And when you're ready, opening up the gate, picking that drishti, that point of focus in front of you, taking a moment to find alignment. Balancing postures are so fabulous for us because they help us be present in this moment, drawing awareness on our mat. And it's said that when we lack balance, that's when we lack focus. So see if you can be completely focused in this moment. Drawing your hands up, creating those beautiful tree branches. Perhaps swaying in the wind. And bringing it down. We're going to draw that foot out in front of us. Extend for a moment, feeling that strength, lowering down, and shake it out. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, coming down to heart center. Inhale, our arms up overhead. Exhale, release, coming through center. We're going to halfway lift by drawing our hands up to our shins, coming to a flat back. Exhale, release all the way down. Taking a step back, now coming into a high plank, holding here, testing that balance for a moment. And then we're going to drop the knees, coming into a tabletop position. We're going to turn our right knee in, and we're going to come to a modified half moon pose. So here our arm can go up top or can stay up to the sky, whatever feels right for you. Maybe you'd like to challenge your balance a little bit more and draw that left foot off the ground. Feeling that extension, pulling your fingertips away from your hand and your feet. Lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, release, coming back down into that tabletop position. And then we're going to try it on the other side. So our left foot is going to come into the mat. Now we're going to be facing the back. Inhale your arm up to the sky, or perhaps it's going to arch over, whatever feels right for you. And maybe if we want to test our balance just a little bit more, we can lengthen that foot off the ground, pulling energy extension through either side of the body. In 3, 2, 1, coming back into that tabletop position. And we're going to walk up our knees a little bit, tucking our feet behind us. And then coming down onto the ground, pulling our knees into our chest. We're going to cross our feet here, and we can grab into the tops of our feet, pulling slightly. It's going to be a nice, beautiful stretch for the tops of the toes. One of my favorite things about yoga is it really just gives love to each and every part of our body. Let's go ahead and switch. So flip the direction, and then pulling in the toes. And then drawing both knees into your chest, opening up if you can, grabbing your two big toes with your peace fingers. If that feels a bit too intense, you can grab at your calf or perhaps at the hamstring. But we're going to open up into a happy baby and just channeling that energy of a baby, carefree and in the moment. Perhaps elongating that left foot, like straightening that left leg. And then switch, straightening and elongating that right leg. Pulling back into that happy baby. Drawing both knees into your chest, drawing in tight now, squeezing everything that you can. Squeeze your face, squeeze your core, your arms, your legs, tight, tight, tight. 3, 2, 1, and release. Shoo. Sending the energy out through your toes, through your fingertips, and then release, relax, perhaps drawing in the shoulder blades, opening up the chest. And see if you can just be hyper present for this moment, giving yourself this beautiful opportunity to notice if you're holding any tension, and just invite yourself to soften your face, your jaw, any parts of your body you're holding energy. Just relax. Feeling the echo of your practice, the balancing of your body. When you're ready, slowly begin wiggling your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms up overhead. Give me that nice, beautiful stretch. Rolling onto your side for a moment. And then sweetly and compassionately making your way up to a comfortable seat. Facing me. Finding a moment to inhale, arms up overhead. Bringing your palms back down to heart center. Taking 3 deep breaths. And when you're ready, opening your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today on the mat. I hope you have a beautiful day, and we'll see you next time.